Good morning, team. I'm back, right? And it is absolutely great to see everyone here again and spend these days together. And I trust everybody's been having as much fun as I've been having. If you're not trying, right? And it doesn't take much attempt to have fun with these types of people. But that song, of course, was Hotel California. By the Eagles, and those of you who know me, I'm not a broken record. I'm just consistent in my messaging, and I want to give a shout out to the young professional group, and also our golden ticket winners for backing me up there. I used to have an aide de camp who would back me up, but I told them I'm aideless, but these are now my people and our future leaders. Right? And one of the things I've always said is when we're doing things right in this business, the words shipmate, friend, family, they all blend together in just magical ways, right? And you think of yourselves as fitting into all three of those categories for each other. And as part of that, we are more than colleagues. We are indeed family. And once you're part of this family, you're part of this team, you're part of this for life, which is why we say we're like the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave, right? So I hope you're ready for another spectacular day. We have a stellar lineup of speakers, thanks to Rhonda and her world-class USGIF team. And I want to take a moment just to thank the members here from USGIF. And I've been talking to a number of people about this. They're making it look easy, and as you know, it's not. They make the duck look smooth, but underneath that water, we know there's a lot of feet paddling fast and furious. So if you want to take a moment and please join me in showing our appreciation for the USGIF staff. Yeah, I also want to take a moment to thank all the staff here at Gaylord. And I think you've been experiencing yourself, but the folks who are doing the badging, the folks who are doing the security, the food service, everybody has just been really positive, really helpful. And I would like you to do me a favor, and as you're roaming around today, just take some time to stop and thank one of the staff members for what they're doing, all right? Do that for me. And now that I'm thanking people, and you're thinking, hey, he hasn't thanked me, don't feel left out, because my third thank you is to thank all of you, right? To thank our 250 speakers, to thank the 245 companies and all their people who are doing the exhibits here for us, and to thank all of you for attending and helping to generate the sort of thought and discussion and the building connections that we really need to grow and strengthen this community. One of the things I always say, not a broken record, is what you spend your time doing matters, right? Or at least it should, right? And the fact that you're all taking the time to be here matters. The great philosopher Jeff Spicoli, right, once said, hey, Mr. Hand, I've been thinking about this. This is our time, right? What's wrong with a little feast during our time? This is our time, so make this matter to you. Make sure you're spending time getting around, talking to the vendors, going to hear the speakers, learning, and engaging in conversation, right? So while we're learning here, we've also been spending some time to celebrate 20 years of USGIF, right? 20 years. Seems like yesterday, seems like a long time ago. We've spent some time talking and thinking about where we've been, where we are, where we're heading in the future. And those of you who were here yesterday, you saw a great video that was helping us reflect on that. It's still playing on some of the video screens around here. I saw it this morning when I was walking in. We also had a great presentation from Robert and Rhonda highlighting the tremendous use of commercial capabilities that didn't even exist 20 years ago. Right? Tremendous change. But I'll tell you, one thing that hasn't changed is our people, right? Our ability to attract and retain some of our nation's best and brightest. Another thing that hasn't changed is this organization's commitment to build community, advance the tradecraft, accelerate innovation, right? And I'll take those in reverse order. This symposium was designed to accelerate innovation. It is designed so that we create the environment where you're talking to each other, where you're sharing your ideas, where you're making those connections, staying connected when you leave this place so that we can solve complex problems, right? This organization, USGIF, has been the leader in helping us advance tradecraft and making tradecraft materials available to the community. Many of you have probably heard about the Essential Body of Knowledge, right, or the EBK. If you haven't, you need to, right? But as our tradecraft has been advancing, this organization has made sure that the information they provide to this community has also been advancing. And we're happy to announce that the EBK has recently been updated. It's available on the USGIF website, so check it out. And it really adds value to everybody in here, right? It provides useful information to individuals who are part of this community and developing these skill sets. It adds value to the employers who are thinking about what should our people know, right? What are those advances in tradecraft? And for those of you in academia, it also provides valuable information as you're looking at standing up certification programs. So check out that EBK. So innovation, knowledge, my favorite part of this, the people part, building the community, right? Building the community through what I would call intrusive talent management. And for those of you who were here Sunday and in this room with us, I tell you, it warmed my heart when I saw Miss Zakita Armstrong Asuko and Gateway Global students here in the audience, and then Zakita up here on stage with two of her best and brightest, talking about where they're going to college next year, what they're studying, right? It warmed my heart yesterday to see students from Orlando here in our spaces and get to engage with them from a great organization called Uplifting Orlando, right? What a great organizational name, right? Uplifting Orlando. And it warms my heart today to introduce some of our special guests that are here with us. Groups of students and educators from minority-serving institutions gathered here this morning for a breakfast and some mentoring with some of our senior community members. They were having such a good time, we thought they were going to run long and wouldn't be here. But those students have joined us here today, and if I could get the lights raised up a little bit, and if I could get our guests to please stand up and be recognized and welcomed. All right. They're either like really shy or they're lost, which is not a good geospatial thing. But you will see them roaming around here, and when you do, please give them a warm welcome. And if you relay this from me to them, remind them that they are now part of this community, right? They are part of this family. They are experiencing their first and best ever GEOINT symposium, and remind them of our mantra, we're Hotel California. They can check out anytime they like, but they can never leave. All right. So yesterday was a great day, and we have another one in store for you today. You shouldn't be surprised. As noted, we led off yesterday with a great presentation on the broad range of challenges that we're facing and how this community is helping to add clarity and context to strategic decision makers, operational planners, and tactical warfighting forces. And what a pleasure it was to tap into the wisdom of the good Dr. Stacy Dixon, my wonder twin, right? And if you were here, you remember that she highlighted change that's occurred during her time of service, right? And she emphasized the need for four things. One, innovation, right? Pushing the boundaries of how we're doing our business. Two, trust, right? Developing that, earning it, safeguarding it, so precious to us. Third, partnerships. And if you saw the graphic, ships was called out in different letters, which got me excited, right? Partnerships, but strengthening and expanding those important relationships that we have. And fourth, and equally important, is integration, right? Thinking through how we develop, execute, end-to-end by design, data schema, right? How we integrate our efforts, how we don't work as individuals, but work as a team of teams. That was followed by two, what I describe as passionate and thought-provoking presentations. The first by Lieutenant General David Miller, who's running Space Operations Command. And he emphasized a number of things, right? He talked about the need for speed, right? Delivering data directly to forward deployed decision makers, tactical forces, shooters, and weapon systems. He talked about the need for increased and improved tactical ISR from space. He talked about the need for regional nodes, global nodes that can help prioritize, apportion, and task available assets. And as anticipated, he did have some quotable quotes. And if you're Google searching the news today, you'll see that he is in the news, right? That was followed by Vice Admiral Whitworth, right? Trey Whitworth, the NGA director, who highlighted ongoing initiatives both at the agency and across the enterprise, right? He emphasized the direct and focused support that's going on to warfighters and decision makers around the clock and around the globe, and some of the changes that have been made organizational to improve that type of support, right? To include the development of a combined operations center and the establishment of a really cool position called GEOINT. It sticks with you. All right. You didn't get his joke yesterday or today? All right. Preparing for the deluge of data, right, and leveraging machine learning and artificial intelligence to do things smarter and faster. Efforts underway at NGA and the GEOINT community in contributing in, if you go back one, actually I forgot one, artificial intelligence, machine learning, also expanding commercial capacities and services, right? And the fourth one he talked about was NGA and the GEOINT community's contribution in space, showing the way from seabed to space. Now today's lineup is going to help us continue to explore these topics and others a little bit further. Our first keynote speaker is Linnea Jones, Chief Information Officer and Director of the Information Technology Enterprise at CIA. She'll help us understand architecture needs and initiatives. Her remarks will be followed by a panel on space warfare and GEOINT with senior officials from DoD, NRO, and LEO Labs. And they'll talk about what are the implications for an environment that's becoming more congested and contested. We'll then take a short networking break to be followed by our second keynote of the day from Scott Bray, the Assistant Secretary General for Intelligence and Security at NATO, right? He'll help us understand the challenges we're facing and how GEOINT and our partnerships are making a difference. And then we'll round out the morning here on the main stage with a panel called Geospatial Intelligence as a Team Sport. You know, and they'll help us think about how we're taking some of the requirements and the capabilities discussed yesterday, ensure that as we develop those, we have an effective, joint, integrated plan and effort in all we do. We'll then get some more time in the exhibit hall to help us build that community, to advance the tradecraft, to innovate for the future. And to cap everything off today, USGIF's Young Professionals Group networking reception will take place from 4 to 5 p.m. at the USGIF booth in the exhibit hall, right? And we're hoping to see you all there. It's a busy day, so I want to remind you to pace yourselves, right? Hydrate, stretch, right? Because we need you all in the game, all right? So now let's get started on today's program.